Hello and welcome to a very overcast and wet day in Crowborough. We're here for the Crowborough 10K. It's been absolutely hammering it down the last few hours, but sitting in the car here, it has eased up a bit. And looking at the weather, it should be dry from now on, so hopefully not having a repeat of the Beale Water half marathon, which was a wet one. I have been sitting in this car for quite a while because I managed to get the times wrong. I got here an hour earlier than expected. So today, hopefully, we're going to try and go for the 10k PB, which was a 50 minutes and 36 seconds, which evened out to around 5-minute 4 per kilometre. So we're going to try and crack on with that today. I've not actually got any idea of what the course is going to be like. It could be really undulating. I do know it's road, so that's one thing. Couple of issues though. I have been on an all-inclusive holiday for my honeymoon. There was plenty of rest and plenty of food and drink consumed. And also yesterday at football, there was a late challenge on me and my knee does tweak ever so slightly. But it should be okay running in a straight line, as long as I'm not zigzagging all over the place. But yeah, let's go.
And they're off. And today's starting track is Happy Birthday, very different to the ones that I had at Beale Water. And before we get too much further, I will point out I have noticed that the kilometres are about 100 metres out of sync. Don't know why, but just bear that in mind and take all the distances with a pinch of salt. Leaving the gates of the Beacon Academy now, home to the start of the run, but not actually the end. The end is further round to the left at the T-junction, you'll see in a bit. It is also very good to get out from that very narrow pathway from where we started. It was a bit of a sun trap and everyone was packed in like sardines. I, for one, got very, very hot and a little bit sweaty, even before I started running. Right, jumping ahead to 1 kilometre and it's a 4:47. Quite a bit ahead of my 5-minute 4 PB pace, so that's a really good start. And if you notice, I've got plenty more downhill to come, so hopefully I can build up a bit of time before I hit that really steep hill that you also might have noticed. 2 kilometres in, we've gone down the high street under the train station and now looping back up round, and it was a 4:30 30. Again, miles ahead of my 5-minute 4 PB pace. But I don't think this is going to continue because, as we know, that hill is coming up. I've even slowed down already just coming up this slight slope here. We are now at the lowest point of the course. You can see it's very wet underfoot and there is a ford up ahead. But unfortunately, because of the amount of rain that we had in the last 24 hours, it's now turned into a raging rapids. I mean, just look at it. More likely to get swept away. So we've now been shepherded round through this muddy track across a very sketchy little bridge. Yeah, I'm very happy I don't have to wade through that. After surviving that risky bridge crossing, we've now hit 3 kilometres. Unfortunately, it's now 5:28. That's a little bit slower than what I want, and I can imagine it's only going to get worse with the hill that's coming up. As you can see, in about 100 metres time, it's going to be a 10% slope, and that's just the beginning of it. But for now, we're going to skip the hill and save that for the second lap. Instead, we are now at the 4 kilometre mark, which is a 6:35. That hill has really taken its toll on that pace, really exposing the all-inclusive food that I've eaten. But 5 kilometres is 5:10. I've managed to bring it back. That's excellent. We have also gone past the point where all the people doing the 5k have peeled off to the right. And luckily for me, I get to do it all over again. By the way, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please leave a like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos too. Moving on to 6 kilometres at the top of a nice long hill, and we're at 5:37. A little bit slower again, but nowhere near as bad as that hill pace. But for now, I get to enjoy a nice downhill stretch to let my muscles recuperate and prepare myself for what's ahead. Whoop whoop! That's the sound of my police. No, I'm not running from the cops. It's actually an ambulance that's cutting through. It did give me the fright of my life though, because it did put that on last minute when they were directly behind me. Getting to the business end of the run now, and at 7 kilometres it's a 4:41. Again, ahead of my PB pace, so that hill has really played a part, hopefully in bringing my average pace down. Coming back to the raging rapids that is the ford, and a quick cheeky look over my shoulder so I don't cut anyone up.
Cheers.
Oh, and we need to slip up as well as we go off to the off-road section. And once again across the bridge. The end is now in sight, and we're halfway up the hill at that 8 km mark. It's 5 minutes 26, so a slight delay on my personal best. But as you can see, that slope is slowly climbing, and my pace is slowly dropping. I'd like to think that I did fairly well going up this section. I did quite a few overtakes, and I did manage to jog up quite a good chunk of it before having to adopt my 10 seconds walking, 10 seconds jogging that I did in the Ashdown Forest 10 mile, which I'll put a card up for you now. Look at that slope, slowly going up more. Oh dear, nearly 30% in about 100 metres time. 9 kilometres down and 1 to go, and it's 6 minutes 40, a lot slower than my PB pace, but again, that was the hill talking. Luckily for me now, to the finish, there's a slight downhill bit and an ever so slight hill to the finish line. Come on Tom, keep pushing. Nope, those kilometres are lying, I've still got another 100 metres to go, and I am pushing. I'm plugging around a low 4 minute per kilometre pace up a 10% hill. Who the hell decided to put a finish line at the top of a hill? You can hear from my breathing that I'm giving it my all at the end of this run. But as my pace goes completely haywire, I pull out one overtake. Can I get a second overtake before we cross the line? Go on Tom, keep pushing. Nearly got him. And there we go. And across the line with a 4 minute 47. Excellent pace to finish on. Oh lord boy, look at all them chins. I mean, what can I say? I love an all-inclusive holiday. So the results are in. I came 148th out of 291, and out of the senior males, I came 40th out of 58. My chip time was a 53 minute 43 and an average pace of 5 minutes 22 per kilometre. So all in all, given the circumstances, I'll take that as a really good run.
Oh, well, that was a fun run. The weather is completely different now. If I move it slightly to the left, the glare comes in. But yeah, that was a good run. Very unique with the fact that there's a really steep hill halfway through it. I had to run it up it twice. And the fact there was also a ford that I think normally you're meant to run through, but because obviously he's been absolutely hammering it down, I didn't think it was very safe. It looked like it would be swept away quite quickly. But yeah, I think I did around 53 minutes, 3-4 minutes out of my actual PB. But with how that route was and the fact that I've tweaked my knee slightly, which does actually hurt quite a bit now, so I'm going to definitely rest that up. And also the fact that I had a fully inclusive honeymoon took its toll. Other than that, I rate that run. That was a really good run. The medal, where'd I put the medal? Medal, really nice, little cheeky crow. Very fancy, I like that. It's going to go right at the front, I think. Plans going forward, probably do a couple more park runs now. Get back into the routine of regularly recording. I think there is a honey run near me from Hartfield. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I may turn up for that. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.